So recently I had something brought to my attention, and although I'm not normally one to try to use personal suffering or atrocities from those that I know that are going through some particularly difficult situations or family members, I feel this particular thing needs to be addressed. And unfortunately, because I don't see any other way than unity and people standing together in large enough numbers to force this stuff to change. I'm kind of using it in the context that I'm going to do this video. So basically, when an autistic teen clicks a link in a file sharing program disguising child pornography as a part of a government operation known as Flickr, and a local government official throws all common sense to the wind, deciding to press charges for something the individual would surely not understand. It becomes a senseless abuse of power, especially given the link gave no clue to the normal person what was hidden within it, let alone the abilities of an autistic person. When a toddler threatens to shoot someone with their bubble gun and the school administration decides to suspend them from school, this is another abuse of power. Common sense clearly seems missing for both situations and many others as well. And we're not talking about the common sense of a toddler, nor the common sense of an autistic teen. It is said that what we allow, what we tolerate, is indicative of what we become as a society. Are we a society that's come to this? Are we a society to allow these atrocities committed against our children? Are we going to continue allowing this kind of stupidity, arrogance, and oppression to our members at the hands of government? Are we yet ready to hold those in positions of power accountable for their abuses of that power? Is the time yet here to stand together screaming, "We're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore"? These are but two of many examples of the cancer within our government. Although examples chosen are more a local government issue, similarities abound in federal government as well. It is clear that this government is not listening to the people's message in the form now expressed, or in the means of methods now used. It is painfully clear that government continues to steal ever-increasing power from the people without representation to or protection against such thefts. It is increasingly clear that a fifth column within our society continues to bully, inflict usury, and all other sorts of oppression against the majority of the people through their political influence, control of money, and infiltration of all branches of government. They've clearly broken the system through infiltration, made the checks and balances created by our forefathers null and void. When government comes beholden to foreign nationals through APAC, CFR, and there are numerous other front groups, they're dual citizens in government creating policy clearly not in the best interest of Americans. Financial aid to their foreign nation and the amount of billions annually while America and Americans rot. It becomes quite evident the minority that controls this once great nation. When CEO bankers from the same ethnicity become immune to justice, allowed to suggest their own punishment for their financial crimes through fines without admission of guilt, and not a single dollar taken from their CEOs that reward one another for destroying our economy, it becomes evident the extreme control this fifth column holds within our nation. These people clearly demonstrate that their agenda is not for the American people, but instead the protection of their own, the protection of their own interests, the increase of their own wealth and power, and the agenda of their foreign nation. This is an abuse of power of the highest magnitude, enslaving an entire nation, abusing their stewardship of trust from the American people, a people that has welcomed them with open arms. This great betrayal cannot continue going unanswered, nor can it go continually without repercussions. At this point, the prices and repercussions are at the expense of the American people, which is unjustly so, and belong firmly on the backs of those creating the problems instead, not upon the backs of the American people. History shows and proves clearly that they cannot be trusted with the power given them by the American people. While they make slight concessions, they continue pushing the bulk of their agenda with impunity and without care for their stewardship obligations for the people they are meant to serve through elected and appointed offices. This slight against America and Americans cannot go any longer unnoticed or unaddressed. Their accumulation and redistribution of wealth does not benefit the American people. Their continued cancerous growth, usurping ever more power, does not benefit the American people. Their continued stranglehold on wealth through banking and media manipulation does not benefit the American people. As things continue going from bad to worse and pushing headlong towards worse in the Middle East, resulting from the decisions of this parasitic infiltration of this fifth column among us, their decisions continue creating an ever more dangerous landscape for all Americans. The wars waged and new ones planned do not benefit the American people, as it will be we that die for the benefit of their rogue foreign state. Zionist Christians leading the charge for the support of this rogue foreign nation need to do a self-evaluation before charging headlong into World War III. Else, when they meet their maker, they might find themselves in a place different from their original intentions. Pride and arrogance surely go before the fall. When most forms of religious expression have become illegal on government property, yet a menorah is acceptable, this should become a clue of who is in control, when infiltration is so deep that laws can be manipulated to their benefit as well. Given these matters, we not only face a fifth column of foreign nationals within our government, we also face a sixth column of our own people manipulated against us. Through their control points and agents, they have captured large swaths of the Christian religion to champion their agendas as well. There is no evil they will not consider. There is no abuse they will not level. There is no means of coercion taboo to them. For them, the ends justify the means. And if that means is the loss of millions and a World War III for them to maintain their control and push their agendas, they will push for it headlong without regard for the life they wager in the process. The rogue state leader has continually beaten the drums of war since back in the late 19th century. 9/11 didn't benefit Arabic people, but it surely benefited this rogue nation. If this is not zealotry, fanaticism, or example of human blood sacrifice, then I don't know what is. Fellow citizens, the psychopaths, sociopaths in leadership, along with that fifth column in our government, have brought us to a time of danger requiring us to put aside our differences. The historical actions of our leadership, in lockstep with this fifth and sixth columns, are bringing us to the brink of a disaster humanity might not survive. These fanatics seemingly push for a supposed fulfillment of biblical prophecy, and that is a push by man, not a push by Creator. These zealots have appointed themselves gods, and their actions prove this accusation. If we do not soon wrest power from them, if we do not soon put our differences aside and take back that which is ours as a nation, these fanatics will surely bring about the end of the world as we know it through some suggested act towards fulfilled prophecy, quite easily seen for the lie it is by those that choose to educate towards reality. It is time for patriots and calm minds to unite against these fanatics that threaten humanity. This can only happen through putting differences aside. Our common objective is survival and firmly putting the control in the hands of the American people, not psychopaths, sociopaths attracted to power, nor the fifth and sixth column zealots pushing for disaster. It is a time for an America for Americans and America first. Not an America for Israel first, while America and Americans rot, and Americans worldwide face increasing danger because of the actions of a rogue foreign state. Thomas Jefferson once said, "The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. It is its natural manure." Is it time to take our country back yet?